Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Autobot AlphaStrike Counterforce from Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy. This was an Amazon exclusive, just got here today. I'm very excited about this. Taking a look at the back of the packaging, you can see that you get a G2 repaint of Sideswipe, which here they just call Covert Clone. I guess they didn't know what to name this guy since they already have Sideswipe, and this is just kind of a G2 repaint of that toy. You have Trenchfoot, which is a repaint of Blowpipe, and then you have SlamDance, which is Autobot Grand Slam and Autobot Rain Dance transformed together. Basically what this is a repaint of Skytread, aka Flywheels, and back in the day, in the original G1, there were two cassettes. One was Rain Dance, one was Grand Slam. And the two cassettes, one was a tank, one was a jet. They transformed together to make a robot. And so that's what SlamDance is kind of a repaint / homage to. I think the original G1 toy, Rain Dance became the pants, and Grand Slam became the torso and the arms. But because of the way Skytread transforms, they had to switch it. But it's not a big deal. The color scheme looks awesome. I'm really excited about this. So this is a homage to a cassette Autobot from back in the day. Obviously, he's not a cassette here, but I think it's a smart way because there's really nothing else you can do with Skytread as far as repainting him. There's not too much out there that makes sense, and I think this actually makes sense because with that cassette combiner, one was a tank and one was a jet, so it kind of works out perfectly. But yeah, so these are all repaints, but they're really nice repaints. I'm very excited about them. You can see down here, there's another Amazon exclusive set where you get Skywarp, and then you get three Battle Masters. I almost called them Weapon Masters. That's not right. Battle Masters, these two are guns, and then you have that pterodactyl axe. So, very cool. I'm really excited for this. You have some really beautiful artwork here on the front, which also looks really nice. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys out of the packaging, and we're going to take a closer look. Here's a better look at the AlphaStrike Counterforce out of the packaging. It's a really weird name. I'm sorry, I still can't get over that name. G2 Sideswipe, aka Covert Clone. I'm just going to call him G2 Sideswipe. Trenchfoot is the tiny little Battle Master. And then, of course, you have Skydance here. They all look great. Really nice paint applications. Really sharp. I don't know. I guess we'll start over here with Trenchfoot. He is a tiny little Battle Master, but it's a really nice repaint of Blowpipe. The black and the red look great together. Got a little bit of silver, a little bit of... Actually, I guess that's more white than silver. Yellow for the visor looks really good. Transformation still the same. Articulation still the same. Ball joint in the shoulder and the hip. Everything else is a solid piece. Flip this around, lift this up at the waist, peg the feet together, and then drop this down to peg into the barrel section of the gun. And then you bring the hands up and they peg into the little slit on the waist. So very simple transformation there. He does come with one effect piece, which pegs in there to the front. But yeah, he looks great. I think he's fantastic. He can be held by either of these guys. Just go ahead, pop it into the fist. I feel like he works the best with the G2 Sideswipe because the color scheme is the same. But of course, he can be used by SlamDance as well. You can peg it into any of these ports on the side. They all work just like any other Siege toys. So I'm going to go ahead and put him off to the side. We'll take a look at the G2 Skyswipe? I'm just merging their names together now. G2 Sideswipe first. So here is Sideswipe. I love this color scheme for Sideswipe. It's like one thing out of G2 that I think they really nailed. That's not fair. But in any case, it's one of the best things about G2. He does have the same gun as Sideswipe. You can see that you can peg it into either of the shoulder bits right there, or he can just hold it as a gun. If you want, you can actually take it apart. And you can hold it as two guns, or if you want him to hold this part as a gun, and you can put this part, whoops, plug this part back in, whatever you prefer. You have a lot of options there. So that's pretty cool. For now, I'm just going to take this and put it off to the side. Get a close-up look at the head sculpt. It's the same as the normal Sideswipe. Really kind of looks like Red Alert. But very nicely painted, the blue eyes, the silver for the face. The Autobot symbol on the chest looks fantastic. And he's really got a minimum of the kind of siege, battle damage, paint splashing. He's just got a little bit of black down here on the bottom of his shins, right above his ankles. And it really just kind of looks like somebody like just mashed black paint, like they messed up a black wash. It's really, I wish he was just clean. I feel like not a lot of people, me and myself included, care for that kind of splatter battle damage, but I like just nice clean figures. But he still looks good. I mean, he still really looks good. Articulation's the same as Sideswipe. Head's on a ball joint, so it can rock up and down, side to side. You have out to the side swivel in the shoulder, as well as a spin around. Bicep swivel 90 degrees in the elbow. Nothing in the wrist because of how it transforms. Nothing in the waist for the same reason. You can kick out to the side, all the way back, all the way forward. He does have a thigh swivel there, and then pretty much 90 degrees in the knee there. And then he's got that ankle tilt that Siege has really become known for. But yeah, articulation is fantastic. We'll go ahead, we'll get into the transformation. So if you've transformed Sideswipe or Red Alert, you already know how this goes. I'm going to go through it fairly quickly. Rotate the fists in. They don't go all the way in, they just kind of stop there. You can come to the chest and unpeg it. This will fold up, snap into place. This will rotate down and cover the face like that. At this point, you want to flip out these side bits that were underneath. You can bring the arms down, make sure they're straight, and then fold them in. Actually, I think before we do that, we have to spin the waist around. I'm sorry, you have to bend these at the elbow, and then you can bring these in. That's right. Just like that. Gonna come down here, open up the shins. These pieces, if you had bent the knee, you kind of have to push them back out for the rear of the car. And then you straighten the foot, push that in. Peg the feet together, rotate this around, snap that all into place, close these back up, tab them back in like that, and then you just bring these side pieces down. And there you go. You have the G2 Sideswipe in vehicle mode. And again, I just have to say, the colors really work. I just think the colors for this guy are fantastic. The black with the red is really sharp. You do have a connection port here on the top, as well as one on each side. So if you wanted to peg the guns in from before, you could do that. If you wanted to peg in the Battle Master, you could do that as well. So again, you have a lot of options there. All those ports are the same size, so everything is compatible. But yeah, that's just really sharp, and I like that quite a bit. Moving on to SlamDance here. This is just a really nice repaint, in my opinion. I really, really like it quite a bit. The head sculpt is great. Very G1 accurate to the original cassette toy. If you want to leave the wings out like this, you can. That's how he comes packed. That's what the packaging shows. If you want to fold them back, you can certainly do that as well, so they're not in the way as much. Love the Autobot symbol there on the chest. All the silver detailing looks great. You have the red here in the arms so that it kind of ties into the bottom here. Definitely getting very G1 Warpath feel from these legs. The color scheme's just really G1 Warpath. But his articulation's the same as Skytread. Head can kind of move up and down, side to side. You have a hinge here in the shoulder as well as a spin. Bicep swivel 90 degrees in the elbow. Nothing in the wrist. Nothing in the waist. But you do have kick front to back. You just have to look out for the tail of the jet there. Out to the side. Thigh swivel. I guess that's as far. No, he can go a little bit further than that. So you're pretty much 90 degrees in the knee. And then, of course, the ankle tilt. So really nice articulation. It's just a really nice repaint. They just did a really good job. I was really curious how they were going to repaint this mold, because they always repaint everything at least once. That's just how they get their money out of the molds. But this was just a really smart use. I think this was something that I just completely forgot about. I was like, how are you going to pull off another jet tank combo? And it's a great homage. Two G1 cassettes that are definitely not super popular, like as far as I would think. They weren't on the show or anything, so they later in the line towards the end, most people probably don't remember them. But yeah, this is just really, really neat. I like it a lot. We're going to go ahead and get on to the transformation. Transformation for this guy is actually pretty simple. I've gone ahead and removed the guns. You're just going to pull them apart at the waist. And technically, because he is the same as Skytread, you should be able to swap the parts with Skytread or even Battletrap. They should be compatible. I don't have them handy to try it out, but you go ahead, you open up the shins here. You straighten out the legs and flip them down. Peg that together. There we go. Why doesn't it want to stay? I probably just have it all twisted up. But anyway, bring these down. As you rotate this around, these two big spots right here are going to peg in over here. So you kind of just have to twist that around until it matches. And then that will all peg together. And then you just kind of fold these up. And there's your tank. You take the larger gun, peg it in here to the front. It doesn't quite fit, but it fits enough. And there you go. There's your Grand Slam tank mode half of SlamDance. Come back over to this guy. Rotate the fists in. Lift up this center fuselage piece of the jet. And that just kind of clicks up there. You move these a little bit out of the way so that you can, these little pieces right here, you kind of have to unpeg them from the center, and then they will flip around like this. This will come and fold all the way down. This you will kind of straighten out. You want to rotate at the bicep 180 degrees. Then you will fold this in, fold this in. The two arms will kind of come in a little bit and peg together. And then you can see that there's two little spots right here, which will peg in right here and here. So you just bring these down. Why aren't they working? There you go. At this point, you want to peg, it's one of these little channels right here will peg into this part, so bring this down, then bring this up, and they will peg together. Just like that, and there you go. You have the jet half. At this point, if you want to peg the other gun up here, you can do that. If you want to peg it in underneath, there's a spot right here. I kind of like the look of this. You can also peg it in under the wings, but then it's kind of asymmetrical, so I don't like that as much. If he had two of them, but he's only got the one, and that came unpegged. So I kind of like to put it under the front, just because I feel like that makes the most sense, but you can do as you wish. And there you go. You have your two halves, Skydance and Grand Slam. I think they look really, really good. I think this is a fantastic pack. I'm super excited to have picked this up. It is an Amazon exclusive as far as I know, so if you're looking for this, definitely check Amazon. I had it pre-ordered a while ago, and it just came out, and then I got shipping confirmation, and I actually got it the next day, which is actually pretty exciting. But yeah, really nice repaints. I know they're all molds we've had already, but they're just really nice repaints, and I'm really excited to add them to my collection. G2 Sideswipe looks fantastic. The SlamDance looks better than I would have expected. And it's a brilliant reuse of a mold that's just kind of tricky to find reuse for. So I got to tip my hat to Hasbro on that one. Let me make sure I get this right. Trenchfoot, the Battlemaster repaint. It's a really nice repaint. Goes well with G2 Sideswipe. It's the same color scheme. So they all just really work. I definitely recommend picking this up. It was $49.99 for the set, which kind of makes sense when you think about the fact that these are usually 20 a piece and he's about $5. So you're paying about $5 extra. But it's in the ballpark of what these would cost singly. So I definitely recommend picking this up if you can. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.